Hi, Facebook. This is Melissa again, and today I wanted to talk about something my daughter told me in the car the other day. So, when I was driving and she was talking about her fidget spinners, I did not buy them. Her dad bought one of them, and then her grandparents bought one of them, and the one her grandparents bought was glow in the dark. And so she's telling me how when she used it the night before, that the fidget spinner, has the three little things around it. Two of them were darker and one of them was much brighter. And she asked me, why does this happen? Why was the glow in the dark the same over all of them? And I thought about it, and then I told her that the one that glowed the most was the one that had absorbed the most light. The other ones hadn't absorbed as much light as the other ones had. So, as soon as I said that, I went, this is kind of true for us. So, I'm going to read some Bible verses for you. And Matthew 5 says, starting in verse 14, Matthew 5:14, I'm reading from the Amplified Version, and it says, "You are the light of Christ to the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden, nor does anyone light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand. And it gives light to all who are in the house. Let your light shine before men in such a way that they may see your good deeds and moral excellence and recognize and honor and glorify your Father who is in heaven." So I started thinking about how we are supposed to shine, right? We are the light of the world, and it can't help but shine. However, I'm also reminded that all light has a source. And so some of us, if we think about our electric lights, which are all the way up there, the source for those is the electricity that flows through the filament inside of the bulb, right? Some sources of light are fire. So every source, whether it's a star and its combustible gases, there's always a source. And so I started thinking about the glow in the dark fidget spinner and thinking, well, that is, it's giving off some light. You can't really see it unless it's really dark outside, but what was the source of that light? And the source of the glowing in the fidget spinner was natural and artificial light. So I started thinking about, we're supposed to be the light of the world. We are the light of the world. That's who Christ made us to be. And then I was reminded of Matthew 13. In Matthew 13, I'm trying to find, I don't want to lose it. Sorry. Anyway, it talks about shining. And so if we shine, our light has to have a source. And what is our source of light? Our source of light is Christ. We know that in the book of Revelation, it talks about the New Jerusalem will not have need of a sun or a moon, but that God himself is the light of that city. And so since there is no time, God is outside of time, we have to think that the light of the world is Christ. He called himself the light of the world. And if he is shining on us, then we are the ones that are, in essence, absorbing his light to reflect to a lost and dying and very, very dark world. So here I'm going with this. Hopefully you can follow me, and I hope it's not too crazy. Just like the glow-in-the-dark fidget spinner, or I have these glow-in-the-dark stars that you can get at the dollar store, and I put them on the ceiling. They're just little tiny stickers. The ceiling on my youngest two daughters' ceiling. And so whenever there is light in the room, those stars absorb it. And then when you turn the light off, it glows. So we are, I believe, we're called to be like the glow-in-the-dark reflectors that you can purchase for really, really cheaply. But this is why. So as we walk in the light, because we are children of the light, as we walk closely to Christ, as we submit to him, and as we follow his leading, what he was telling me in essence is we soak up the light of the sun, S-O-N, and because all light comes from him, he even spoke the light into existence. As we spend more time with him, then the light from Christ falls on us and we absorb it, and then we're able to reflect that light to a lost and dying world. So that was it for today. I thought it was kind of interesting. And so today's lesson isn't really long, but it made me think that, am I being the best reflector of Christ and that I can be? And if you notice any of these little glow-in-the-dark things, I'm not talking about the necklaces and the bracelets that you snap and then it glows in the dark. I'm talking about the ones that require you to absorb the light. Even when they don't absorb natural light, even when they absorb artificial light, they still glow to an extent. However, the best representation of how they were made to shine in the dark is when they are able to absorb natural light outside, unhindered by windows and cars and stuff like that. So I want to make sure that I am in a position where I am hearing from God completely, clearly, and I'm able to reflect that light back in such a way that, as Matthew 5 says, let me get back to Matthew 5. It says, "Let your light shine before men in such a way that they may see your good deeds and moral excellence and glorify your Father who is in heaven." The whole point of shining is to lead people to the source of your light. And the source of our light is Christ. And the more that we reflect him, the more glory and the more honor God gets, because we live in a very dark world. And so I don't think anyone would dispute that. However, it is our job now more than ever to stick close to Christ, to absorb as much of his light as possible and reflect it, because we can't help but reflect what we stand next to. So there you go. We are made to be light reflectors because we are light, but I just thought it was a little bit more apropos to say that our source of light from what we shine is actually absorbed by Christ, like the fidget spinners. So hopefully you understand this. If you don't, that's fine too. I might be completely off, but that was just something that God taught me, and hopefully you liked it too. It doesn't matter. But I hope you guys have a great day, and let us know in the comment section if we can be praying for you and how we can be praying for you and how we can be agreeing in prayer for you. And we love you, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.